Welcome to Out of the Park, the podcast show where, yeah, you see it. Two guys have two different opinions, and it's all on sports. Haven't heard from Ryan. Maybe he had a little bit of scheduling mix-up. I mean, he does have a Friday class, but it's online, so there must be a test today that's really important. Anyway, Radar is not here because he has some work schedules issues, but it's me and Josh today. So
What
there's
up,
Josh
what
Lopez,
up?
and of course I'm Vincent Garcia. So we're basically going to pick up where we left off last week, and we were doing our top three players from each franchise, and we got a little bit intense on certain occasions, but also we had a little bit of fun.
Don't you
And-
mean when Josh almost got his head ripped off on the Dodgers pick?
Oh, totally, yeah. Yeah, Oral Hershiser. Okay, sure.
That was
Yeah,
a quick,
you
that
know
was
what?
knee-jerk
But
reaction.
Actually, I was gonna bring up this. Might as well say, as if we could. I want to get under 2 minutes in saying this. It is kind of hard picking a Dodger player or Dodger position player because there hasn't been that franchise position player as a Los Angeles Dodger. We've seen it in Brooklyn with Duke Snider and Jackie Robinson and Roy Campanella. But after LA, what I think is the Dodger franchise became a pitching franchise. So it's kind of hard to pick on who's that position franchise player in your top three Dodgers. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, like now that I really think about it, yeah, just like going with Earl Hershiser as my first thought to appear in my head. Yeah, it just kind of it boggles my mind that
Because we also agreed on, Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale. But, who is that third? That's why I actually wanted to say we should have split Dodgers on our opinions. Top three Brooklyn Dodgers, top three Los Angeles Dodgers. Because it's it's one franchise, but you got to remember, some of those guys who were in Brooklyn, didn't come to L.A.
Yeah.
So, if that was the case, if they, had majority of their career in L.A., that's for me, though. Everybody might think different. Others might think differently, but I think it should be split for, top three, as you could say. But even that's a little bit tougher because who is your third if you already have Koufax and Drysdale as your top two?
who Gagne.
Eric Gagne would be no. I would
Yeah.
consider that because he did win a Cy Young, and of course he has the record for most consecutive games with a save, 84. Yeah, I get. Yeah, that'd be a great idea. But the thing is, it's three pitchers, and it kind of gets you thinking the Dodgers haven't had, that franchise position player, or they've had it, but the thing is that they do it for they've only played a couple years. You
can make the case for Adrian Beltre, but again,
he had a
short tenure.
Yeah, short tenure. You could say the same for Mike Piazza.
Yeah,
short tenure though was his issue.
Pedro Martinez.
Sean Green. I think Sean Green would be on a lot of people's list, but he didn't have an extended career. He was there for 6 years maybe or 5 years.
Something like that.
Yeah, so he had a short tenure with them. If he had a longer tenure, then I'd say, oh yeah, totally, Sean Green is top three Dodgers, but just a short stint. But then again, you could say the same for Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah, but
6 years as an Angel, but he made an impact on that franchise. But without the Expos, you have to leave. You have to, no offense, leave out the Expos and say, well, he's kind of more Angel, to be honest.
That's where all his awards came with the Angels.
Yeah, he hit most of his home runs in Anaheim, and he had the MVP there too.
Yeah,
and
the Gold Glove too, right?
He won a Gold Glove in Montreal, and also in Montreal too. The difference is, Ryan taught me this. I didn't know until he told me this week. Is that he had more doubles and triples playing in Montreal than he did in Anaheim, because in Montreal it was not a home run hitter's park. He hit most of his home runs on the road because it was a much bigger stadium to play in. So in Angel Stadium, Angel Stadium's not an easy park to hit home runs either, but he made it look easily. He made it look easy, and he was hitting more he had more home runs with the Angels than he did with Montreal at home. That is.
Yeah.
He has more home runs as an Angel than he does as an Expo. Kind of gets you thinking, who does he go in the Hall of Fame as? But
I know he's retired as an Angel for sure.
Yeah, so I think that's probably what's going to happen because, I mean, the Expos don't exist, but at the same time, it's like they have been a part of baseball. It's just like, Brooklyn Dodgers don't exist anymore, but if there's a Brooklyn Dodger Hall of Famer that just barely gets in, he's going to go in as a Brooklyn Dodger regardless.
For sure.
So that's the question.
Also adding on the Dodger outfielder, I mean, you could throw in Matt Kemp, maybe Andre Ethier, but with Kemp, he had his injuries, and Ethier not getting as much playing time.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's just not enough fielding positions.
Yeah, true. Okay, so let's continue our top threes. We left off on the Marlins, and now we're going to restart. Now we're going to restart our list, and we're going to go to the Milwaukee Brewers. Robin Yount definitely is number one.
Robin Yount?
I'd put Robin Yount in the top three. Let's see. Maybe Ryan Braun.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe
because
number one.
Yeah. Well, no. Robin Yount's number one because he is the Brewer. He never played with another team. He was strictly a Brewer for a lot of those for his entire career. He was an entire career Brewer. So I would totally put Robin Yount. Ryan Braun put on there, but
Prince Fielder. Would you have him on that list as a Brewer?
He did. Well, you know what? He did have a better career in Milwaukee than he did anywhere else. Because once he left Milwaukee, he was not the Prince Fielder of Milwaukee.
He wasn't the Prince Fielder that everyone feared. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe when he went to Texas, but again, that one was cut a little short.
Yeah.
With his neck injuries.
Yeah, and then in Detroit, he was not in a home run hitter's park.
And then he was always overshadowed by Miggy.
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, Miguel Cabrera was the player that it was all about Miggy. It was Miguel Cabrera's team, not Prince Fielder's team, and I think that's what kind of affected him a little bit too. So I'd put him on a Brewer. But yeah, that's probably a good top three. You kind of have to dig deep for the Brewers. I mean,
yeah, maybe Lucroy, Jonathan Lucroy.
No, maybe Raleigh Fingers, but he was kind of more of an athletic. So,
all right,
I'll stick with that. Okay, Minnesota Twins, Harmon Killebrew. Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
What, Joe Mauer?
Nope, Kirby Puckett.
Oh yes.
Got to put Kirby Puckett and Rod Carew.
Yeah, I think those are good picks.
Yeah. So would you agree with the same?
I'd say Rod Carew number 2 and maybe Joe Mauer at 3.
Over Kirby Puckett?
Yeah.
Well, Kirby Puckett could be your 4. If we had a top 4,
put of course.
Puckett. Okay, fair enough. I'm not
in this case of the show, 2 different opinions.
Of course, yeah. All right.
Who's next?
New York Mets. Mike Piazza.
Of course, yeah. Mike, of course.
Tom Seaver.
All right.
And David Wright probably. Yeah, it's got to be David Wright because he is Mr. Met, and he wants to stay with them for his career. His career's going down, but it's he's getting older and
that's to be expected.
Yeah, but Mike Piazza for sure, and of course Tom Seaver. I mean,
yeah,
it's Tom Seaver. it's Tom terrific. You can't argue that. This is probably when Ryan introduced this last week on that we were going to do this segment. New York Yankees.
Ooh.
Now if we had 4 guys, I think we would have 4 different lists. We wouldn't agree on the same list. So I'll get my list out of the way first. Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and I can't believe I'm saying this because a lot of people would disagree, Derek Jeter. Now, people would be against me for Derek Jeter because they say he was above average, he was an above average shortstop. Why do you put him there? And it's like, I would say, well, the 5 championships, but at the same time, the Yankees won 5 championships. He was just part of the team. Because, and people make arguments just like, oh, it's who has the most rings and that's your legacy. Yes and no.
But I mean, what do you have to cement your legacy? With Jeter, he had the catch.
He would. Well, here's what it is. Derek Jeter is a icon in baseball because of his playoff excellency. Case in point, Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson has the most strikeouts in the history of Major League Baseball. But he does have over 500 home runs. That's the one thing that helped him get to the Hall of Fame. But also, Mr. October.
Yeah, I was gonna say
When you have a postseason, like when your career is successful in the postseason, that's what kind of boosts you up a bit. That's where you could say the same for Mariano Rivera. And I would put Mariano Rivera on that list too, but he's more of a top 4 than he is a top 3 for me. Like I would put, I'd stick with Jeter because he was an icon to baseball, and like you said, the catch, he does have things that it's labeled Derek Jeter, the November home run, the first guy to ever hit a home run in November because of the World Series back in 2001. Of course, the catch, the flip, and the jump throw. And on top of that, he kind of is like our Michael Jordan, but of course Jordan had much better would have better numbers basketball wise compared to Jeter. If you look at his overall numbers in a career, you look at it and you just say, "Oh, this is just an average guy. This is an average shortstop." So it's, and then for Michael's numbers in his career, it's like, "Oh man, this is a great player." He's like the Hank Aaron, basically.
I would say Babe Ruth, Derek Jeter, and I'm forgetting the catcher, the Yankees catcher. I'm actually looking it up.
Yogi Berra.
Not Yogi Berra. There was another catcher.
Thurman Munson?
I think in the 70s.
Thurman Munson.
Yeah, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because, without Thurman, you know this tragic story of Thurman Munson.
Yes.
He died, and he was, at the time, the Yankees captain.
Yeah.
And for, almost, 15 years?
Just about, I think.
15 years. There was a period where the Yankees weren't in the playoffs. The 80s, they weren't in the they weren't in the playoffs.
They never made the playoffs or the World Series in the 80s. They didn't go back till 95.
Yeah, so I say...
Actually, no. They went to the World Series in 81, and ever since that, they never went back. Until 95, they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, so I'd say Thurman Munson because his legacy as a captain I think his legacy as the captain for the Yankees, I think that's probably why I would have him.
You could say the same for Derek Jeter, too.
Yeah, that's why I have Derek Jeter up number 2.
Cool, yeah. And, of course, Ruth. Well, I think a lot of people would put Ruth up there. I mean, even if... Yeah. Ruth is definitely it should be in everyone's top 3, and if it's not, then...
You're killing me, Smalls.
Right. I say Mickey Mantle because cause think about this is the big one that really eyeballs a lot of people, or should eyeball everyone. 500 home runs, 3,000 hits as a switch hitter. A switch hitter. It's impressive as a right-hander or a left-hander, but when you're a switch hitter and have 500 career home runs and 3,000 career hits, it's unbelievable. Which will also help me out with the team that we're gonna meet up in about 5 more teams up. So that's our Yankees.
Okay.
Oakland Athletics, Catfish Hunter, for me. Okay. The other 2 would be tough because you have Jimmy Fox.
Jimmy Fox.
Even though he was a Philadelphia Athletic, it's kind of the same. You kind of have
the same under
thing.
The team.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, also Dodgers as well. You're probably gonna say, what about that argument? Well, I don't know. Jimmy Fox, even though he was a Philadelphia Athletic, still. And then a third pick, it's debatable between Raleigh Fingers and Dennis Eckersley, but I actually would pick Raleigh Fingers.
I actually would have Dennis Eckersley as the number 3 slot.
Fair enough. Okay. And who's your 2?
Same ones you picked.
So you had what was it again?
Was it
Catfish Hunter?
Yeah.
And Jimmy Fox?
Yeah.
Good, yeah, because Jimmy Fox has over 500 home runs. Oh yeah, double X.
Yeah.
So yeah. Philadelphia Phillies. Michael Jack Schmidt.
Michael Jack Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt. 500 home runs, most home runs by a third baseman. Let's see.
What, Chase Utley?
No, I was actually kind of considering Jimmy Rollins. No. Robin Roberts. And Robin Roberts has 3, Number 2, lefty Carlton. Oh no, Steve Carlton.
Steve Carlton.
Oh come on, like one of the greatest left-handers. Not I mean, like top 10 left-handed pitchers of all time. And when your nickname is Lefty, yeah, you made an impact on your team and you made an impact in Major League Baseball.
I'd say number 1 is the same, but I'd say Chase Utley number 2 and Jimmy Rollins number 3. I think those two helped out the Phillies in their World Series run, and
the 2008 run.
Yeah, their 08 run, and I always feared Jim.
So you're saying like they made an impact on the franchise?
Yeah.
Is that the
and I
best
think
words to put it?
Yeah, and I think I'd always like every time Chase Utley came up against the Dodgers or something like that, I'd always fear it. Always fear him, even though he's a Dodger. I don't know for how long, but I'm always like
a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple more weeks. I don't know how long.
All right.
But again, I'm always fearful of Chase Utley.
Okay, this team, it's totally easy for me. Pittsburgh Pirates, Roberto Clemente, Willie Stargell, Honus Wagner.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Triple play.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's more out there, but I think those 3 are the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like you can't say Pittsburgh Pirates without saying Clemente, Stargell, Wagner.
Yeah.
San Diego Padres. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Tony Gwynn.
Oh, dang it! I was gonna say Hoffman, but
I put Hoffman.
Yeah.
At 2. I put Hoffman at number 2. Number 3, Dave Winfield.
I was thinking Dave Winfield too.
Well, you should know because you were at the All-Star game, so you went to
No,
FanFest.
I went to FanFest.
FanFest.
I wish I was at the All-Star game.
So you should know,
Yeah.
the San Diego icons, and those are the 3 right there. It would have been nice if Tony Gwynn was still alive. Those 3 throwing out the first pitch of the All-Star game. It could. You know what? I really think it could have happened if Tony Gwynn was alive today.
Yeah.
And the All-Star game in 2016. Oh my gosh, they would have a ceremony for him, just like what they did for Willie Mays.
Just imagine the lines at FanFest.
Oh, no! Imagine the lines at San Diego State University.
Oh man!
Remember, he coached there.
That's true.
Yeah, I got to meet him in person actually.
Oh, you did?
He walked right by me, said hello. It was the best thing in the world.
Were you like, hi? Was he like, hi? And then you were like,
no. He just said, how you doing today? And I said, I'm doing good. And yourself? Good. Thanks for asking. And I was just like, who was that guy? It's like, oh no, it's Tony Gwynn.
You realized it too late, didn't you?
Well, because it like clicked. Like,
like it just went over your head. It was about to go over your head, but you caught it.
Yeah, I caught it. Yeah, I did a Dwight Evans and caught it at the last minute. Okay, and I brought up Willie Mays earlier. Number 1 San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, Willie Mays.
600 home runs, 3,000 hits.
Yeah,
Willie Mays. Just like putting Hank Aaron at the top of your Braves list.
Even though you probably could make an argument for Greg Maddux, John Schmaltz.
Yeah, of course, like we said
a
couple weeks ago. But for the other Giants, Juan Marichal 2. 3, Willie McCovey.
Really?
I was ready to say Barry Bonds, but I think Willie McCovey really made an impact on the San Francisco Giants. I mean, McCovey Cove. When you have a cove named after you, totally.
I actually had Bonds on my list.
Which I'm not going to argue. I would put him 4.
Yeah, well,
but not as number 3 for me.
Not number 3?
No. I think it's just,
is it the steroid scandal?
Yeah, I still get a little bit bitter about it. And then some people say, yeah, but what about after, the Balco scandals and stuff? Like, what about before his years? Like, yeah, he did have good numbers before, but he had good numbers as a Pirate. You got to remember. Pirate. He played during the Pirates, and I think the steroid scandal kicked in 95. And remember, he played before 1995 as well.
No, so just to make it clear, the timeline of the steroid scandal, it was 95, right?
And the reason why was because Major League Baseball was just coming off the strike.
Yeah.
And the only way and baseball was saying, well, how do we bring fans back into the seats? Let's hit more home runs. Actually, Bo Jackson is the reason behind the home runs because he knew home runs come out of the weight room. So thanks to Bo Jackson, who was a football player and was in the weight room constantly every single day, it helped him get stronger and picked up, hey, you want to hit home runs? Bulk up. Strength in the body and the legs helps hit home runs. But some guys rather, but there's, of course, you see with the steroid scandals going on, oh, no, I'll just take a needle and just,
Well, you
shoot
still got to
myself
make
up.
contact with the ball.
And you know what? That also gets me, too. It's like, wait a minute. Steroids don't hit home runs. Quick hand-eye coordination does. So I'd put Bonds in a 4, but in a 3 at Willie McCovey.
Like if this was any sprinting or something like that, where the steroids would like impact you positively, you still have to hit the ball in baseball.
Oh, I know. You still got to swing.
Yeah.
And you still got to make contact. Okay. Next team, Seattle Mariners, up in the great Northern America. Great White North, or whatever the heck it is. Yeah, the kid. Ken Griffey Jr. Number 2,
I'd say Ichiro.
And then Edgar Martinez 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can all agree on you and I can agree on that, unless people say otherwise. But
unless,
no, that's
Ryan and Radar were here, then
maybe Jay Buhner. I'd probably say Jay Buhner. I mean, no. The only argument about Edgar Martinez, for Edgar Martinez is he's a DH.
So what?
Did you forget the first half of his career? Frank Thomas was a DH the second half, but he was a first baseman to start his career. Okay. St. Louis Cardinals. This is a toughie.
Ugh.
Stan Musial, number 1.
Of course.
Bob Gibson, 2. 3, I'd actually say Lou Brock.
Lou Brock?
Lou Brock. And Albert Pujols would be a 4. But if we're counting 3, Lou Brock is 3.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on there.
Oh, by the way, I just thought of something. Remember in the A's we couldn't figure out somebody? I'm going to take out Raleigh Fingers. I'm going to drop I'm going to keep Jimmy Fox at 2. Put Catfish Hunter 3. Ricky Henderson number 1.
Oh my goodness!
You know how I picked it up? Because Lou Brock has the second most stolen bases. Ricky Henderson's number 1. So I want to make that first. I don't want people saying, "How do you forget Ricky Henderson?" No idea. Okay.
No, I mean they're gonna like comment like right when we like forgot Ricky Henderson, and then by the time they, I don't know if they've already like clicked back or something.
So I want to bring it up. So yeah, Ricky.
Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, they forgot Ricky Henderson." No, but at minute like so on. They said it.
You just gotta be patient. So your Cardinals, same, or would you take out Lou Brock?
I'd maybe take out Lou Brock, put Pujols in.
That's okay. I would consider that. Like I would accept that for you. Yeah, but I'll stick to Lou Brock as 3. Tampa Bay Rays. Okay, short franchises. I don't even know why we have these lists, but we did it for the Diamondbacks. So, I would put Evan Longoria. But I don't think. Well, number 1, yeah, Longoria number 1. Carl Crawford. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Carl Crawford for sure. And number 3. 3's pretty tough because.
Would you go David Price?
I would put David Price. Yeah, he's gone, but he is, the franchise. Like he carried the team, and the fans respect him, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when he travels, they're like, oh, we still love you because you helped us get to the World Series. You didn't win it, but you got us there. He was a rookie. Can you believe that 2008 year? How many guys do you know rookies pitch game 2 of the World Series and say, hey, you're gonna have to pitch 4 innings for us? Can you do it? Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure.
Unless you're John Lackey pitching Game 7.
No, that was 6 innings as a rookie. As in a Game 7, but that's a competitor. We just knew. I think you knew in that 2002 year that he was going to be a competitor in the later years, and he was. Come on, 2009, he didn't want to get taken out against the Yankees, so
yeah,
that was just the starting point. Okay, Texas Rangers, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez,
Pudgy
for sure. Michael Young, yeah, and I not knowing Ryan because I already have him as an Angel. So Michael Young, because I think he has like the most hits in franchise history as a Ranger. Mm-hmm. Of course, Pudge number 1, 3. Probably Juan Gonzalez. would be a reasonable choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. He hit 100 RBIs in the first half of the season. Who does that?
I don't know, a freak.
Yeah. His name was Juan Gonzalez. Yeah, so Juan Gonzalez is right there.
I actually have Hamilton at 3, Juan Gonzalez 2, and Hamilton at 3.
But and number 1 Pudge?
Yeah, Pudge, of course.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, consider it. I mean,
I know, like after when he went to the Angels, yeah, his career like took a dip.
It's just crazy how with the Rangers they started off as they've been around since the 70s, but then all of a sudden, like a lot of their like impact players came in the late 90s, so it's kind of hard to consider. I mean, you could argue Alex Rodriguez, but he was there for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So forget that. That's why.
I think it was a big waste of money.
He actually looked good in Texas Ranger Blue, actually. MLB Slugfest 2003 cover. That's my personal favorite video game cover. That one. I don't know why.
You don't know why? You just love the cover?
Well, because, he looks good in blue, especially with his white and blue batting gloves and that blue elbow pad that he wears and the black bat. He just looks so cool with the fire around him.
Oh my goodness!
If you don't know what we're talking about, just look it up. Unless we'll put it on our Facebook page.
We'll probably be like, best baseball cover for a video game,
courtesy of me. Okay, 2 more, last 2 teams.
Last 2. Final count.
Toronto Blue Jays, Roberto Alomar, Joe Carter. Let's see, not Paul Molitor, because Molitor was more of a Met and he was more. Actually, I'll take out Prince Fielder and put Paul Molitor back at the Brewers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot about Paul Molitor. I just realized that. So yeah, okay. But for Blue Jays, Joe Carter. Who was the second guy I just said? There's Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar. Third one would be pretty tough. It would probably have to be a recent Blue Jay, if anything. Oh, Carlos Delgado. I might consider him. If not, then I just can't think of anybody else.
What? Joey Bats?
Yeah, I'll take Joey Bats. Yeah, because he did turn around the Blue Jay franchise. He took him, 2 years in a row back to the playoffs.
Don't forget his
and the home runs.
Yeah, don't forget his Game 5 home run.
Yeah, he was
the bat flip.
I would consider Jose Bautista. Okay, this one's pretty tough because it's the Washington Nationals. They've been around since 2005. I would actually want to say,
but we're
better off. No, we're better off just saying, because we're doing franchise. Let's just say Montreal Expos.
Okay.
Just to play it safe.
Yeah.
So for Montreal Expos, it would be probably Tim Raines. Yeah, Tim Raines. Gary Carter. Yeah, Gary Carter for sure. Vladimir is considered, but he had more of an impact as an Angel, because he went to the playoffs with them.
MVP with them.
Yeah, and an MVP with the Angels. I don't know about that last Expo. I mean, you really have to dig deep into Montreal Expo, franchises in the franchise. Man, I think
I'll just be the safe pick and just put Vladdy.
Yeah, Vladdy would be your safe pick. I was gonna say Andre Dawson, but no, Andre Dawson was more of a Cub. Yeah, Vladdy would probably be your safe pick. If I could think of anybody otherwise, I'll bring it up. Because I really don't know. It's just it's the Expos. Because I already said Pedro Martinez for the
Red Sox.
Red Sox, yeah. We'll just stick with that.
Yeah, safe pick, guys.
And especially since we're at the halfway mark, we really got to end our baseball talks.
Yeah, okay.
Because some people are going to say, baseball's over and you're still talking about it?
Well, we started the game last week, and we had
to finish it eventually. Yeah. All right, so that's our baseball talks. We reached the halfway point, so we got 30 minutes left. So now we could split it up into NBA and NFL. Let's go to the NFL or the NBA because the NBA season had just started.
Exactly.
And you and I are Radar. We're the only Laker fans.
Bruh.
So I might as well bring up the Lakers a little bit. The Lakers are 8th in the Western Conference. Are the Lakers for real? Or is it just – I wonder what is it that is having – like, are they for real? Because to me, like, I kind of think they are, but I'm afraid they're going to be that team where, like, you're going to go on that hot streak, and eventually you're going to get that losing streak. Because they have the right coach for it.
Definitely.
Because when I heard Luke Walton was getting hired and was signing with the Lakers to be the head coach, I felt very confident because the team is young, the coach is young. Luke Walton worked with a triangle offense. He can do it with this group because they have the right guys for it. But to see them 8th in the Western Conference, I can't even decide if it's a fluke or if they're for real.
I mean, I think it's for real, but I think for a while with the Lakers, it's probably going to be they're always going to be probably competing for the 8th spot in the Western Conference.
So they're not going to be that powerhouse. They're more of that, like,
a rebuilding team. I'd say
yeah,
more.
No, they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
We knew they were going to rebuild it right after Kobe left. We knew this is rebuilding time in Los Angeles, but at the same time, it's are they a for real team? But like you said, maybe they are that team that just says we just want to get in and make a name for ourselves. So, in other words, they're a let's go to the big dance team.
Yeah,
they just want to be there. Like they're not just meaning business. They're not trying. I got it. They're not trying to go for prom king.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want to be at the prom.
Exactly.
Sounds that sounds totally reasonable. But like I said, Luke Walton, young coach, young team.
Remember, he was coming from the Warriors as well, but you just gotta be a little skeptical. Remember, you had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be a little skeptical with Luke Walton, but so far everything's looking promising.
Yeah, exactly. And also, what about if only Ryan was here because he would just go off right now. Are the Clippers for real? They lost. They just lost their second game to the Grizzlies on Thursday night or Wednesday. Was it Wednesday night? Correct? Yeah, Wednesday night. So they have their second loss. And
they still have the best record in the NBA, right?
Exactly, yeah. So it kind of gets you thinking, are the Clippers for real? Because we just said the Lakers are, just that team like, oh, we just want to go to the dance. We just want to go to prom. But now I think about it, this Clipper team wants prom king. They want that crown on top of their head. Because the Clippers are that team that they've come so close, but they're just playing in the wrong era. If the Clippers were playing before 2010, maybe
that they got all their star players, and then with Doc Rivers.
If this team was playing in the 2000s, they probably beat. Well, they don't beat the Spurs, but they would probably beat the Lakers for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they would beat the Lakers. There would be no Laker champ. They wouldn't be
another two-peat.
Yeah, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
If you had this entire Clipper team in the 2000s, they probably beat the Pistons for sure. They would beat the Pistons if they made it to the finals in 2005 because they lost to the Spurs.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. I think they would win that. They would definitely beat the Cavs.
For sure.
And they might have beat the Heat when the Heat won when they beat the Mavericks.
Yeah.
But times change obviously because the Clippers were competitive in the past before. Elton Brand, Sam Cassell, and Corey Maggette. That was a good team, but they just couldn't beat Greg Popovich and the Spurs, and they can't even do it this year. But yeah, this Clipper team means business. So they're for real. I think this Clippers team is for real, but they might be that team that either A, doesn't get out of the second round, or B, they go to the championship round, and lose.
So they make it out of the conference finals, but
they go into the conference finals.
Oh, okay.
But like that's as far as they're gonna get.
Yeah, I see something
because there's two teams that are in their way. Now, if they can bounce back, Golden State.
Yeah.
But the second team they have to deal with, believe it or not, I'd say Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, the Spurs. You could consider the Spurs, but I think the Spurs would be maybe that 4-seed team. Because Tim Duncan's gone, Manu Ginobili's on his last legs, Tony Parker's a little bit sluggish too. He's almost on his last legs. So you just have Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge. So you kind of have a two-man crew carrying that Spurs team. So if the Clippers are going to, if they're going to be a powerhouse team in the Western Conference and they want to get to the finals, they have to go through Golden State and Oklahoma City. Because Russell Westbrook,
he's playing with fire, dude.
Yeah,
dude's on fire.
How many triple doubles has he had? Like 5 in 1 week.
Yeah.
Because it's just and that's another thing. Why is he the Russell West? Why is he like this right now? Maybe without Kevin Durant, he gets more opportunities. Because when Russell Westbrook, he wasn't the franchise player.
Yeah,
at Oklahoma City. It was all Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook doesn't have a restaurant named after him. Kevin Durant has one named after him. When he got drafted out of Texas, when he was a 19-year-old kid coming out of Texas, born and raised in Washington, and of course played at University of Texas, the Supersonic franchise / Oklahoma City franchise says, this is our man. Russell Westbrook comes in, it's like, okay, this is number 2. So it kind of was like a Shaq-Kobe deal, because even though Shaq was signed by the Lakers, once again, my opinion, Kevin Durant was the Shaq, because it's like, oh, that's the man, the big man. And Shaq, when he was in LA, he wanted to be the man, which is also one of the reasons why he left. Because they say, oh yeah, it's Kobe's fault. They didn't get along. Well, they did get along, but here was the issue. Shaq wanted to be the man, but when he saw that Kobe was up and coming and Jerry Buss wanted him to be the man, he said, well, forget it. I'd rather be a man somewhere else, and that's why he went to Miami, because he knew in Miami that he was going to be the star over there. And then he goes to Phoenix. He was a star, but here's the thing. After he left the Lakers, the only reason why Shaq was a star, because it's Shaquille O'Neal. It's the name, and it's this character that gives him popularity. And because in the Magic, he had the talent, but he also had the character. And when he goes to LA, his character wanted to be that LA person, because he wanted the stardom, he wanted the movie life and the Hollywood life. That's why he went to LA. In fact, he wanted to be a Laker after LSU. When he got drafted, he wanted to be a Laker desperately, but when he went to Orlando, he said, okay, well, I'll give it a try. And he had fun with Penny Hardaway, one of the best 1-2 punches in the 1990s. Went to the finals back-to-back years, didn't win. Then he comes to L.A. And then I just hate how people say that Kobe Bryant is the reason why Shaq left. Oh, come on. Shaq even admitted, the reason why I have a ring is because of that man right there. The reason why I have 3 is because of that man right there. I can't do this on my own. Well, don't act like you can do it on your own if you're saying that. Act like you can't do it on your own. Say, get the team to help you out. But then, of course, he sees Kobe as coming up and coming, and he got scared.
That's interesting. Oh, wow. I didn't actually know that. I was actually part of the crowd. I was like Kobe
Crowd follower.
Yeah, I was thinking I didn't dig much. So I was like, oh, It's pretty interesting.
You just wherever the crowd went, you
Well,
went with?
no, I
kind
was
of
just
thing?
like I didn't actually do my own like independent research on this or like
Oh, yeah.
it's like, oh, headline, grab onto it.
You
Yeah.
kind of have to
Well,
dig deep. Into
Yeah,
that
I think
too.
like especially like early 2000s where we don't have the internet or the
Mhm.
internet's not as strong as it is right now.
Well, that's when you start watching documentaries.
Which documentary did you watch?
There was a special on like it wasn't a documentary, but it was just like post retirement Kobe, and then asking Shaq, okay, it's like, so tell us what was their beef, and then he's like, there was a little bit, but really, it was just it was he was just scared.
Hmm.
But also, it's kind of Jerry Buss's fault too, because Jerry Buss, the owner, he said too that he wanted Kobe to be his man because he knew that Kobe had a lot of years left, and he knew Shaq wasn't getting any younger. So he picked up that, well, Kobe's our guy. I'm going to work around him. And of course, he gets Pau Gasol, and then Phil Jackson comes back. He got Andrew Bynum. 2009, 2010
Yeah.
champs. It helped.
Does help?
But also, Kobe said too that, like, you know, because people say, well, Kobe was a ball hog and he shot the ball a lot. Yeah, but also he even admitted that the reason why he didn't pass the ball to Shaq as much, because he would say, "Are you going to work for it?" Because Kobe is a competitor,
I mean, that's the
even
reason,
in practice.
Yeah, that's the reason why Howard left the Lakers.
Because Howard wasn't ready to work, or he wasn't not ready. Well, he wanted to work, but the thing is, this is what really made Dwight Howard, have the worst years in LA, because it's Los Angeles. You have so much pressure. We had this conversation with Yasiel Puig. You play in LA, whether it's the Kings in hockey, the Dodgers in baseball, the Lakers in basketball.
Clippers.
Well, you really don't have much pressure as a Clipper because they're like the second team.
Yeah, that's true.
They're LA's second team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the Rams.
Yeah, don't forget the added pressure on the Rams.
You have so much pressure playing in LA because you got Hollywood and
number 2 market in the world.
And also, if anything happens, D'Angelo Russell, everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
It's just because they're just I think because it's LA.
Yeah, it's LA.
It's also the same thing in New York.
Yeah, paparazzi.
Yeah,
you got smack cap in his love life.
You got to be careful what you say, and you got to be careful what you do.
You got to be careful how you dress.
And how you dress too. Yeah, good point. Who are you referring to?
Well, I remember there was an interview with Matt Kemp when he went to San Diego. He was like, "Oh man, I don't have to dress as sharply anymore."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, San Diego. Who wants to dress sharply in San Diego?
Well, San Diego's just a relaxing city.
It's 82 degrees. You don't need a suit.
That's
in
true.
LA, it's smogged.
In LA, you need to wear a suit everywhere you go.
True. Yeah. No, in San Diego, you get to wear flip flops and shorts. Just have clean feet. Okay. And I brought up Russell Westbrook. I wanted to get this in as we have about 20 minutes left, and we'll probably get the last 10 minutes of football. Michael Jordan made a comment about Russell Westbrook. He praises, this is according to ESPN,
Okay.
he is proud of Russell Westbrook because of this. This is the comment Michael Jordan said. "I'm not here to try to bash anyone. That's not here. That's not here. But when I saw he chose, Russell Westbrook, to stay in Oklahoma, I was proud." Michael Jordan is praising Russell Westbrook's loyalty, basically saying that he is loyal to this franchise, and he knows that if he's going to win anywhere, it's at Oklahoma City.
Well, the credit's going to be at Oklahoma City, not in Golden State. We're back in when LeBron left for Miami.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the Miami, it wasn't with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like you kind of agree with Jordan. Do you agree first off, are you kind of glad that he's praising him for that.
Well, I think mainly why I'm happy that he's getting praise from Jordan. I think it's mainly for me is like competition.
Okay.
Okay, everyone's gonna go to Golden State or Miami or the Lakers, but like you have to think about the other market teams. Your Hawks, your Magics, or even in this case, Oklahoma City Thunders.
Yeah.
Like you need I think you need even like competition. So that way you're not getting like these uneven scores or whatever.
And like the top five powerhouse teams. Or
Yeah.
something.
So that way we don't look like college, college football kind of. Oh, we have a powerhouse team in San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause
I think it's just more like it's just more competition, like even competition in a way.
Yeah.
Instead of forming these super teams.
Which annoys a lot of people.
Yeah, and it kind of like neglects the small market teams.
It leaves them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, because you look at the NBA, they're starting to do that. It's not being as even as like it should be, because the NFL, it's kind of an even market, or it's kind of an even field and stuff. But I think the reason why is because of the franchise tag.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball is starting to become like top 5 powerhouse teams. It's going to be that eventually because there's no salary cap.
Yeah.
Basketball,
and then you also have
the
the
NFL,
rookie. I was gonna say like how many years like rookies can't, or like the rookies can stay on a team before they go to free agency as well. Well,
yes,
with the Cubbies in that case.
Yeah, it's like, was it 4 years? I think.
I thought it was 6. So it's 6
it
years,
6? Yeah,
and
6.
then you go for a free agency.
Yeah, because that's how a lot of people start. It's usually about 6 years. Yeah, that sounds about right.
You could have 6 years to lock down a potential star rookie player when he goes to the big. So
yeah. Well, by the way, do you agree? Even in the summer, we never had this conversation. But since you're here, I might as well get it out of the way. Do you think Kevin Durant do you think he did the right thing in going to Golden State? I think it was the worst thing he had to do. But one of the issues, I believe, is why he left and why he didn't stay. You gotta play Russell Westbrook too. You're buying 2 stars in Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma City isn't a big market. They have the best team, but they're not big of a market because it's Oklahoma City. It's the Midwest. The Midwest isn't fond of professional sports. They're more into their high school sports and a little bit of college, but they're not fond of their professional sports. Because look at Kansas City Royals, Midwest team, not a big market.
Yeah.
So going back to Kevin Durant, Charles Barkley made a good point. He said that I think that guys this age and this generation, why they're jumping ship on their teams and their franchise teams that they basically created and carried, they don't want to be cowards. They think no rings, you're a coward. Charles Barkley says, I don't think I'm a coward. I may not have a ring, but I played the game. I don't think I'm a coward. This is Charles Barkley. I'm quoting him. So, do you think a lot of players? Do you agree with Barkley saying today that guys who don't get rings are losers? That's why they're leaving their teams, because they want to get the ring and they don't want to go down.
Like without just not being one of the best players but not having a ring.
Case in point, LeBron James.
Yeah. Huh.
Because because you also look at the past. Barry Sanders, one of the greatest. He's labeled as greatest running back to not have a championship. But he's not bitter about it. Because he loved to play the game and he had passion for the game. Yeah, he didn't get a championship with the Lions, but he probably took it as, I got to play. I may not have a ring, but I had a great career, and I enjoyed it. But I think I think sports fans just want to see the best.
To have a ring, succeed.
Yeah, they want to succeed, but you succeed as a team, winning championships, not as an individual. If you want to be an individual and succeed, play golf and tennis. Okay?
Yeah.
And get, just get, trophies and
Or wrestling.
or stop.
Well, no. I don't mean professional, like WWE.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't mean that. I meant like
UFC and boxing.
UFC. Yeah, boxing. Well, yeah, but no, like Roman Greco wrestling, grappling. I didn't mean like I don't mean like WWE.
Okay.
No, I didn't meant that. I meant like
Yeah.
like actual wrestling.
Yeah, I
grappling.
gotcha.
That's what I meant. Not like trying to look like a Goldberg or something like that, or Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay. Sure.
Or be Kurt Angle when he won the gold medals with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah. So, but yeah, what do you think about Barkley's comments about, the championships?
I think I agree.
About the cowardness? Yeah.
You don't want to be, I don't want to be that one great player and not have a ring to show for it.
But is it the player that's thinking that? Is it the player that's getting his own pressure mentally, or is it us giving them the pressure?
I think it goes both ways.
Oh, I'd love to hear this. Go for it.
Well, because you have fans we have opinions, and of course we're always gonna have opinions, but it's always we have like we see them in college basketball, and we have those when we add the pressures of winning a championship, along with players. Just I'm one of the best. They know they're the best, and they're always gonna say, okay, I have to win. So again, the pressure of winning a championship, I think, gets to them, and then also outside opinion also adds to that weight.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you give...
So it goes both ways.
Yeah, I say it's both ways. So you have fans throwing, like, the pressure and the own player throwing their own pressure. Like, you could say with LeBron. Well, like, he was, like, trying to win a championship in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Like, he had, like, the greatest, like, I don't know, like, the greatest weight on him to win a championship in Cleveland.
But the other issue he had, too, is that LeBron didn't have support, okay? Dan Gilbert, when he drafted him, I think he took him as under his wing and said, "You're our guy. You're gonna get Cleveland the championship." And I think that's why he left Cleveland to go to Miami, because he said, "Oh no, I can't do this on my own. I need help." And in Miami, he got the help.
Yeah,
because he got Chris Bosh and he got Dwayne Wade. And I think LeBron picked that up from the Celtics, because the Celtics created a super team with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce.
Yeah, but weren't they traded to the?
No, Garnett signed, and I think Allen signed too. They both signed, but Boston has the money.
Yeah,
they can afford guys like both of them. So I think that when those two came to Boston, and Boston, of course, beat LeBron every single time. He never got to beat Boston, and he couldn't beat the Magic either. And I think when he lost to Boston, he took it as, they have a super team, I don't.
It's just me.
Where can I go to make a super team and win a championship? Oh, I'm going to go to Miami because we got Dwayne Wade. We just got to get a big man to help us out. Hence, Chris Bosh came into the picture.
Yeah.
So I think I think Kevin Durant. Well, here's the problem. Kevin Durant had a super team. He just needed a third guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had Westbrook and him. I think if Oklahoma City had
they had
enough money,
Serge Ibaka and the beard.
Oh, James Harden.
There you go.
I think if James Harden would have stayed,
yeah,
they have a championship.
Because he was their tough guy.
He was, exactly. But when you're overshadowed by the Spurs,
yeah,
it's tough to bounce back from that. So, but like Michael Jordan said, way to stay loyal to Russell Westbrook. So Russell, you did the right thing. I mean, I kind of feel he is now that player that he has to do it on his own. but he does have support. He does have young kids coming up that are going to help him out. Yeah, that Kevin Durant's gone, but I think he just says, well, if you're not going to help me, these guys will. Is the way I put it.
I mean, for the NBA, I mean, sure. I mean, having Durant go to Golden State, him being the automatic bad guy.
Yeah.
Create a villain.
Well, because LeBron went through the same thing.
Yeah, he's the villain. Now Durant's the villain. How much money can you make off that?
Too much. Well, it is the new generation of Star Wars, so.
Ooh, I didn't think of that. Star Wars?
Well, yeah, because of
who Kylo Ren?
Probably. yeah. Kevin Durant is Kylo Ren.
I guess the NBA needed to take a page from the WWE then. They had to create their own bad guys.
Probably.
Well, it looks like WWE is doing good with creating bad guys, so we got to do our own.
All right. Well, we're coming up on about 4 minutes left on this show, so I wish we could talk more about NFL.
We have 4 minutes.
But I think next week we're better off. I think next week would be perfect.
Okay, so
because I wanted to talk about ratings going down in the NFL.
I think that would be a good topic for next week.
Not next week. We're gonna save it for next week. In fact, we plan on doing it. Usually we come in on Fridays. Today is Friday, the 18th.
Dun dun dun. We're pre-taped.
Well, of course, yeah. So we might consider coming in on Wednesday night for a Thanksgiving special, but no food is involved. Okay.
Oh man, you lost me there, man. You lost me there.
Well, who knows? We might go out after, so we can have our own Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, guys, I brought the turkey and ham. What'd you guys bring?
Sure. Yeah. Potato salad. Okay. So I think we're better off doing quick picks.
I'll just say something quick.
Even though we didn't.
I think the Patriots should have ran the ball against the Seahawks. Still a great game.
Good way to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
Okay. Buffalo, Cincinnati.
I'm going to go Buffalo.
Actually, I would agree with you on that. I don't think I know it's in Cincinnati, but Buffalo defense. I think so, yeah. Because Cincinnati's not the same. Oh, please. If you
Pray for Cleveland?
Yeah.
Pray for Cleveland, okay.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh over Cleveland. Baltimore, Dallas. The boys.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Them boys.
Next week we can talk about if they're for real or not. Jacksonville, Detroit. Detroit. Okay. Tennessee, Indianapolis. After that Packers game.
You're gonna go Tennessee?
No,
you're not.
I'll take Indy.
I'll go Tennessee.
I don't think Tennessee will handle Indy. Tampa Bay, Kansas City. Kansas City. It's Kansas City. If it's in Kansas City, forget it. Arizona, Minnesota.
Ugh.
Zona.
Yeah, I think Arizona.
With that secondary, yeah, and those receivers, they can shut them down. Oh, hey, yeah, Patrick Peterson versus Stephon Diggs. Oh yeah, we'll be waiting, even though we're not going to see it. Chicago, New York, Giants. Giants.
Yeah, Giants.
Yeah. Sorry, Chicago. Just enjoy the World Series. You won't get a Super Bowl for another 10 years, maybe.
Maybe 20 years.
Probably. Miami, LA.
No, because I'm actually going to the LA game this Sunday. So I'm going to go LA.
Because it was cheap tickets. Okay.
No, it wasn't cheap tickets. They're pretty good. But it's because
it's parking you have to worry about.
Unfortunately, yes, but my Theo is helping me out, so
okay.
I can do my Theo Mondo. He's helping me out.
Okay. Sorry, Miami.
Jahi?
Well, Jared Goff is starting. So
yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Nah, Miami.
You're going to go with the Jahi?
I'll still take Miami.
I'll go with Gurley then.
Okay. New England, San Fran. New England.
Is that even a question?
No, it's not. New England.
Of course, New England.
Philly and Seattle.
I'll go Seattle.
Yeah, because I don't think what's his name?
Wentz.
Wentz is going to handle that offense.
And
I think that secondary.
I think that defense is going to.
Yeah, he's going to struggle. Green Bay, Washington.
Washington.
No, I'd take Green Bay. because I think Josh Norman isn't the Josh Norman we expected. So,
But I think the Green Bay offense is just. I don't think they're not doing good.
yeah, but
Even though they did score 30 points last week.
Yeah. So, I have them in fantasy, but I'm not going to start them. So, no, I'll take Green Bay.
Hold on. Who do you have?
In fantasy?
This is their fantasy defense you're talking about?
Yeah, but I'm starting the Arizona defense. So, okay, Monday night, Houston and Oakland.
Oakland.
It's in Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, it's in Mexico City.
Really?
Yeah, it's Monday nights in Mexico City.
Ooh.
Yeah, very interesting. All right, well, that's going to wrap things up. So don't forget to subscribe.
Are we going to go with last word? Final
Last
words?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm kind of disappointed you forgot to mention one matchup, and that's Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. This Sunday for Survivor Series with professional wrestling.
Okay. Okay. And so those are your final words?
Yep.
All right. I think I could top that one. USC by 4.
UFC? Oh, USC. Whoops.
Trojans over Bruins by 4.
All right. This is going to be
Trojan Brotherhood right
This is
here.
going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below if you get the opportunity. Like our Facebook page. Also follow us on Twitter, Out of the Park 4 to represent 4 guys. And on Facebook, look up Out of the Park Sports. I will put the link, however, probably right there.
Maybe up here.
No.
No. On,
hey, it's called editing, and I could type it up right there. So
no, you could put the little hyperlink or whatever.
I'll put the link. Yeah, it'll be in the description for sure. So for Josh Lopez, Chad Kelly, over
MVP award.
The reason why we're still here. I'm Vincent Gar. See ya out of the park.